This is a medal from my sophomore year of football for making it to the state semifinals. The medal means a lot to me because of all the hard work I put into football that summer. Six-man football is a fast-paced game with a level of intensity that can be hard to follow. It is nothing like an 11-man game other than the fact that they are both played with the same size ball. A regulation six-man field is only 80 yards long and 40 yards wide, as opposed to a regulation 11-man field which is 100 yards long and 45 yards wide. In six-man football, there is only 3 linemen, a center, guard, and an end, all of which are eligible to catch a pass. Then there are 3 backs. Of course, you have your quarterback and running back, along with a halfback. The quarterback is not allowed to break across the line of scrimmage unless there is at least one exchange after the snap. Field goals are rarely kicked, but are worth 4 points as opposed to 11-man, where they're only worth 3. Also, on kickoffs, unless the team has a really good kicker that can kick the ball to the back of the field, most teams stick to onside kicking. If you're to kick the ball deep, then you would allow the other team to have too much space, and they would score with ease. The summer going into my sophomore year, my athletic ability and sports smarts all started coming together to make me into a good football player and leader. I never missed a summer workout, and on some days I was working out 2 times a day, knowing that I had to start earlier than most, or I'd be out of shape and become useless. As the season rolled around, we were ranked number 5 in state in preseason rankings. Going into the season, we knew that we had a tough schedule for us, having to play our longtime rivals, Abbott Panthers, and the defending state champs, the Crowell Wildcats, back-to-back. The week of the Abbott game was the most focused week of practice that I've ever experienced. At that particular time, our record was tied at 17-17. It was the most talked about game of the season, and we definitely lived up to the hype. We beat the Abbott Panthers with a high-scoring game of 116-88. It sounds crazy, I know, but 6-man is a completely different game, where scores are similar to a basketball game. The next week was tough, where we had to play we were second in state, and Crowell was number 1, so you can only imagine how crazy this game was supposed to be. Only for us to completely freak out when we were tied after the first quarter, 24-24. The defending state champs used their experience against us and demolished us 92-24. We were so beat up after those 2 weeks, back-to-back, that we only practiced 3 days the next week, which was luckily our bye week. After that, district started, and of course we went undefeated and made it to playoffs once again. The first few rounds of playoffs were not even challenging, as we mercy ruled every team by halftime until we were forced to play the Abbott Panthers again. This game was set to be played in West Texas at 7:30 the day after Thanksgiving. We sold out the stadium with a record attendance of 1,200 plus. Once again, we proved that we were just a better team that year, and we came away with the win. We could almost smell the Cowboys Stadium. All we needed was one more win, and we were there. Next up was the May Tigers. They played at state the year before and lost to Crowell in the finals. It was an extremely close game and sadly ended our season with the final score of 46-36. We were devastated when we had to settle for the medals instead of rings, but here I am a couple years later, and I couldn't be any happier to wear this medal around my neck.